Welcome. Pub Sports Radio, PGA Prize Picks edition. Thanks for joining us. We are here, like we said. This is sponsored by Prize Picks. Get there, hit promo code Pub Sports, get in a hundo, get back a hundo, and get up on this money. There's still NHL, baseball, tons of great shit, and the golf. We had a good 4-week run where I was hitting it, but the last 2 weeks haven't been well, and we'll talk about them. Real quick, let's talk last week, U.S. Open. Great job, Fitzpatrick got it done. We mentioned on the show, man, how devastating that was to talk about that guy and not take him. So tough one, but hopefully we get better. I'll run through it. Sam Burns did just get under. Dustin Johnson, though, shook it to me. And then he had he hit second round. I think he was 3 or 4 over. I was thinking that right away. So that burned my ass a little bit there. And in the other one, Gooch, I think he was 3 or 4 over. And he had a 72.5, so that didn't work out. Scheffler, it was good with greens and regulations. I'll talk about that real quick this week. We'll get into it just 1 second. Not a lot of value, I think, there, even though this golf course is easier. And I think they will take advantage of it. It's just I didn't use my greens and regulation. And it's probably been my best thing on here. You know what I mean? That's been my bread and butter. But there are a lot of 13.5s with all the best players, which – man, when you have to get 14 on greens regulations, man, that's not a lot of wiggle room for me to cash here with Prize Picks. So very, very difficult. So I've diverted. I'm going back to my old tricks. We're going straight to strokes here, and I got one on the birdies. But let's get to my first 2-piece leg here with Prize Picks this week. It's the Travelers. A lot easier course, another par 70. I believe this plays the shortest on tour, or second shortest, something like that. Real short. So some people that think some of these lighter hitters might have a better shot. Par 70 this week. And I think, weather will be good. Scoring will be ripe, especially after playing a golf course in the U.S. Open. This one's always been pretty easy to play. But let's get to our first one here. Like I said, Jordan Spieth. I got to roll with my guy, Spieth. I took him late last week. He got sick, and I had heard that he was fine. That's why I played him, that the flu bug was fine, that it would be good. And he didn't play horrible. He made the cut. He was +2. But he's had great success here at this golf course, and I think he plays well here. And he was just a 68. So I have Jordan Spieth under 68. Like I said, I just love how he's been playing lately. The U.S. Open wasn't great, and maybe the whole sickness thing. But I didn't see 67.5 here. Rory. And one other guy, I'll get to our next one. Some of the bigger guys are 67.5. I'm going with Jordan Spieth under 68. I think he gets the job done. A place he really, really likes to play, and I think he gets it done. My next one, let's get right to it. Mark Leishman, the big Australian. We talked about it on Monday's show, Ghoster and I. This guy has played great here. He's won here in 2012. It seems like when he comes here, he gets right. And I've been waiting on him. I've used him a few times. And this is a key case. Leishman, do you take his birdies, his over 3.5 birdies, or you take him shooting under 68.5? And I think you could go either way. One thing with it, I see value. On the PGA Tour, he's ranked 33rd. He's almost 4 birdies around. So I love to see that. We talk about this every week here on Prize Picks. I want, a guy half over. They need 4 birdies. They average 4.6, stuff like that. When you don't see advantages like this week with greens and regulations, that's why I'm not using them. So it kind of goes hand in hand. You think if he gets 4 or 5 birdies, he's going to shoot 68 or better. But you never know. This guy this year has had some rounds where I've had him, and he's had 5 or 6 birdies and 3 bogeys and a double, yada, yada, and he shoots, 1 under or even. So I was a little leery about that, but I love that he's got about 4 birdies around, and I love how he played this last weekend at the U.S. Open. I think he ended up tied for 14th. It's good to see that, and he didn't have a 4 here. He's got a 3.5, so that's why I jumped on him. So my first one, Spieth, under 68. I think he gets the job done. Mark Leishman, over 3.5 birdies. I just think this is a place where he comes, plays good golf. He likes it here, and we'll get the job done. Let's get to my last one. A couple other guys. First, I'm just going to play this guy. He started playing really good golf, and he was short, but he loves this golf course. 5th last year, 15th 2019. kind of taking a flyer here with Kevin Kisner. It's a 68.5. His was similar. He had a 3.5 on his birdies, but he loves this golf course, and it's kind of a flyer play. I'm going to be playing him. I don't know to win, but at least a top 10. So he's a guy I zeroed in on. I think he goes under 68.5. Small, not a big hitter, short golf course, can use his irons, and he's streaky as all hell. And a little bit lately, he's been off, but for the most part, before this, I'd say 2 months ago, he was playing pretty good golf, and right there. So I think this setup, he loves this place. Another guy where consistently shoots well. I think he comes here and gets it done. After a guy like last week at the U.S. Open, you'd think a guy maybe like Kevin Kisner, but he just has never had too much success. So I like him back out this week. Easier golf course, shorter. Give me Kisner under 68.5. Last, I haven't been using this guy, and maybe I'm the stupidest guy on here, but Scotty Scheffler, I'm finally just, maybe he's burnt out. I get the questions. I'm sure a bunch of people could say that. You know, you're going to take Scotty Scheffler. He's got to shoot 67, but this guy just keeps playing great golf. You know, he almost won. You know, I mean, he played great. You know, Fitzpatrick was just a little bit better. Even Willie Z had that putt. Another guy playing great. This golf course should be easy. I'm a little bit weary of the first round. You know, he maybe shoots just even par. So that scares me. But I've missed out too much on him. You know, in the last few weeks when I've gone with Cantlay or some other, you know, one of these guys, they haven't got it done. Cam Smith, Scheffler seems like he just keeps plugging away and playing good golf. And I'm hoping first round. You never know with these first round. That's why they're sometimes tough here that we get it done. But give me Scotty Scheffler, the hottest guy in the game. He's got to shoot 67. I think he gets it done on this easy golf course. And last, if you want to add anything real quick, I wanted to talk about it. I already mentioned it a little bit. The greens and regulations. All these guys, whether it's Scheffler, Schauffele, Rory, they're all 13.5. We regularly see, like last week, obviously U.S. Open, and I saw a value with 11. We've been seeing 11, 11.5, and that's gold to me. And that's why I've been running so hot with those. And I still think you could get it, but I'm just, if I get a 13 and these guys have a 13.5, I'd be pissed. They hit 13 out of 18 greens, we lose on that. So I stayed off of that. And if PrizePicks is moving it, they know this golf course is going to play a little bit easier. So maybe stay off greens and regulations and get to birdies. If you're looking, maybe just get to the birdies with these guys and stay off that. Same thing with the fairways. I was talking back with Show, this guy, Reevy, he's one of the best guys I like to look at fairways. I thought he'd be at 10. He was at 10.5. And he's on tour 69.97, basically 70%. And if you hit 10 out of 14 fairways, that's 71%. So he's just under 10, and they have him at a 10.5. So, you know, maybe now that it's that half, do you take the under? But I think this golf course should be easily, you know, they should be able to drive it easy, especially for a guy like Reevy that's so good. So PrizePicks, I think, spot on with a lot of these fairways. So I stayed off the fairways here again this week. But hopefully we get it done. We need to get some winners here on PrizePicks. Hopefully we get it done here with the Travelers round one. Let's just rip through it one more time before we bounce out of here. Spieth, give me the under 68. I know a lot of people like him this week. I'm one of them. Give me the under 68. I think that's doable. The golf course plays easy. Mark Leishman, you know, past winner here. Last year, I believe he was 5th. Tied for 5th because Kisner was 5th. Maybe he was even 3rd. We talked about it on Monday's show. But over 3.5 birdies, I think he gets right. Had a great Sunday at the U.S. Open. I love to see that. And I think he gets over that birdies. You could also look at a 68.5 under. But just in case, I think this is the guy where I see value with his birdies. So, and lastly, we just smoked it. Kisner under 68.5. Just loves this golf course. Top 5s, top 10s, top 20s here in the past. And I'm just taking Scotty Scheffler, the best golfer, I think, in the world right now, playing the best golf the last 6 months or so, under 67.5. And that is it this week for PrizePicks. Thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, hit the share, do all that fun stuff, and get to PrizePicks. Hit promo code PubSports. Put in a hundo. They'll match up to a hundo. Get that done. If you haven't used it, use it again. Get it done. It's great shit. That is it this week. We are out of here. We will see you next week. I don't even know what the tournament is, but I will see you next week. We're out of here. Peace.